I'm telling you, Simon, the absolute madness of it. I was sitting there in the cab, right? We're trying to get down towards Centennial Olympic Park, and the traffic in Atlanta is already a beast on a normal Tuesday, but this was like trying to drive a yellow school bus through a sea of hot lava. Just bumper to bumper, horns going, and then we get to the gates of the Fan Fest, and they're shutting them at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They literally ran out of physical space for human beings. The police are there waving people back, and I'm looking through the fence thinking, sure, why not? Let us in. But no, capacity is capacity. And then, the moment the early crowd thins out even a tiny bit, they open those gates back up, and boom, this wall of yellow and green just floods the place. The Brazilian fans ahead of their match with Haiti, drums, dancing, the smell of street food, chorpan, and some sort of smoked pork that was absolutely beautiful. It felt like the entire world had just squeezed itself into Georgia.
Wait, so you're telling me they actually shut the gates at 4 p.m? That is, I mean, for a US host city that's historically been a bit of a transplant town, that is a massive statement. But let's be honest, Billy, you driving a yellow school bus in that traffic? I've seen you handle that Gwinnett County yellow chariot of yours, but Atlanta during a World Cup sounds like a direct route to a nervous breakdown.
Ah, look, you scan your mirrors, you keep your cool, and you pray the brakes hold. But the atmosphere, Simon, it was just electric. It sets the stage for what's happening on the pitch because the tension is just, it's boiling over. Look at Mexico, first team through to the last 32. But it wasn't some beautiful exhibition of the beautiful game, was it? A 1-0 scrap against South Korea, a flap cross from the Korean keeper, Romo pounces, and that's it. It's ugly, it's gritty, but it's exactly what Mexico does when the pressure is suffocating them as co-hosts.
Ugly is the word, but they are true. And then you compare that to the other co-hosts, Canada. I mean, my goodness, 6-0 against Qatar. That is a statement of intent, but it came with such a bitter price. Ismail Kone, a broken leg after that horrific tackle that resulted in Qatar's second red card. To have your tournament ended like that, when your team is playing the football of their lives in front of a home crowd, it's just devastating.
Oh, it's heartbreaking, Simon, truly. A young lad, 19 years of age, representing his country on the biggest stage, and some reckless, desperate challenge takes it all away. Qatar ending the match with 9 men. It actually brings us back to a massive trend we're seeing in this tournament. The discipline is completely out of window. 8 red cards already across the tournament. I mean, are the referees being too strict, or have the players just lost their heads entirely under the pressure?
I think it's a bit of both, honestly. The stakes are so high with this expanded format. People are desperate. Take Switzerland beating Bosnia-Herzegovina 4-1. It sounds like a comfortable stroll, but Bosnia had a red card too, and all 4 Swiss goals came in the final 20 minutes. It's like teams are staying disciplined for 70 minutes, and then the moment a card comes out, the tactical setup just completely unravels.
Speaking of tactical setups and absolute miracles, we have to talk about Cape Verde. Now, I've got a massive soft spot here, and not just because they're the classic underdog, Pico Lopes. The fella is playing his club football for Shamrock Rovers in the League of Ireland, and here he is, leading the defensive line for a nation of 500,000 people at the World Cup. The Irish football fans back home are absolutely losing their minds over this. He's became a household name overnight in Dublin.
It's a fantastic story. Pico Lopez trading the Tallaght Stadium for the grandest stage in the world. And they drew 2-2 with Uruguay. Uruguay, a team with all that historical pedigree, and this tiny island nation just stands toe-to-toe with them. But Billy, isn't there an even better story coming out of that squad? The goalkeeper, Vozinha.
Oh, aye, this is the one that really gets you right in the throat. Vozinha's mother, right? She couldn't afford the visa fees to travel and watch her boy play. Now think about that. Your son is playing in the World Cup, the pinnacle of his life, and you're stuck at home because of red tape and fees. But there was this massive public outcry, people got involved, and the fees were completely waived. They flew her out to Miami, and she was there in the stands. That's what this tournament is actually about, Simon. Forget the FIFA suits and the billions of dollars. It's about a mother watching her lad make 15, well, not 15 saves for him, but watching him defend his country's honor on the world stage.
That is beautiful. And you mentioned 15 saves. That actually belongs to Eloy Room, the Curaçao goalkeeper. Let's talk about that 0-0 draw against Ecuador. Curaçao, who had just been absolutely dismantled 7-0 by Germany in round one. Everyone thought they were just there to make up the numbers, a punching bag. And then Room goes out and produces 15 saves in 90 minutes. To put that in perspective, when Tim Howard made his famous 16 saves against Belgium in 2014, that match went to extra time. Room did this in normal time. It is a world record for a 90-minute World Cup match. Ecuador threw everything at them, and Room was like a brick wall.
15 saves. His hands must have been absolutely stinging after that. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? One match you're picking the ball out of your net 7 times, the next you're a national hero with a historic point. That's the sure, why not spirit right there. Now we have to talk about Germany, because my goodness, they are trying their absolute best to give their fans a collective heart attack. They go a goal down to Côte d'Ivoire. Franck Kessié scores this absolute beauty of a strike. And I have to say, Kessié in that midfield, he was playing like a modern-day Patrick Vieira, just dominating the center of the park. Germany had 2 goals disallowed by VAR. They lost a defender to injury, and you could feel the panic setting in. The German press was probably already typing up the obituaries. And then Denis Zondave comes off the bench. 2 goals, the winner deep into stoppage time. Typical Germany, isn't it? They look completely dead, and then they find a way.
It is typical, but it also exposes this massive identity crisis they've had since 2014. They don't have that robotic, ruthless efficiency anymore. They're fragile. But Undav, what a moment for him. But Billy, I know you are watching that game with a very specific, let's say, geographical bias.
Ah, the flag. I have to admit, when I was a young lad traveling around, I'd see the Côte d'Ivoire flag and think, hold on, why is the Irish flag flying there? It's the exact reverse, you see. Orange, white, and green instead of our green, white, and orange. So naturally, they're my adopted second team. I was cheering them on like they were from County Mayo. To lose it in stoppage time like that, it was a sucker punch, but they played with so much courage.
From German drama to English predictability. After a decent start, England goes and plays out a turgid, lifeless 0-0 draw with Ghana. And right on cue, the English press goes into absolute meltdown. I saw one headline calling it the Great Accident. They are virtually true, top of the group, and yet the media is acting like Gareth Southgate personally went around and popped every football in the country. It's a national tradition at this point, the second game slump and the immediate panic.
Oh, it's a comedy show, Simon. The British tabloids are probably sharpening their knives as we speak. Southgate out. Bring back the golden generation. They can't help themselves. But Ghana deserved that point. They set up beautifully, defended stoutly, and honestly, if they had a bit more composure up front, they could have nicked all 3 points.
Let's move to the stratosphere. Lionel Messi, 38 years old. He was in tears before the match even started, apparently dealing with some really heavy personal stuff. Then the game starts. He misses a penalty. And you think, oh no, is this the sad end? But no. He shrugs it off, scores twice, and breaks Miroslav Klose's all-time World Cup scoring record of 16 goals. He is now at 17. It's Messi. Only he could have a game that dramatic and still make history.
17 goals. At 38, it's mind-boggling. The man is a wizard, but the shadow is looming, isn't it? Kylian Mbappe, he scored twice in his next game. Just 14 minutes in, he had his brace. He's chasing Messi hard, but Messi isn't exactly slowing down to let him catch up. It's like this titanic struggle between the king and the prince.
And let's not forget, Erling Haaland scored twice for Norway on the same night. And then Cristiano Ronaldo decides he's not being left out of the conversation. 2 goals against DR Congo. Ronaldo was now the first player in history to score in 6 different World Cup tournaments, from 2006 to 2026. The sheer longevity, the dedication to staying at that level for 20 years, it's superhuman.
6 tournaments, that is a staggering achievement. You can say whatever you want about his ego, but that longevity is unparalleled. But then, you look at the other end of the age scale. Lamine Yamal, 17 years old. He scores inside 10 minutes for Spain against Saudi Arabia. 17. When I was 17, I was trying to figure out how to back a tractor down a narrow lane without hitting the hedge. This kid is scoring at the World Cup.
Grown up in La Masia, Barcelona's famous academy, and he looks completely unfazed by the global stage. Spain looked incredible in that 4-0 win, a real response after their draw with Cape Verde. Yamal is playing like he's backyard kicking with his mates, not performing under the gaze of billions. But as the legends shine, the axe is fallen. 5 teams have already been mathematically eliminated after just 2 rounds. Haiti, playing in their first tournament in 50 years since 1974, are out. Turkey, Tunisia, Panama and Jordan joined them. It's a harsh reminder that even with 48 teams, the World Cup doesn't do charity for long.
Ah, poor Haiti. 50 years of waiting, and it's over in a flash. But the pride of just being there, representing a country that has been through so much hardship, that means everything. But spare a thought for Jordan, their reward for their final dead rubber group game. Argentina, Lionel Messi, a record-chasing Messi who is absolutely on fire. If I'm the Jordan goalkeeper, I'm probably calling in sick with a sudden bout of the flu.
Sudden 24-hour bug, boss. Can't make it. No, it's a terrifying prospect. But it leads us into a massive final round of group games. Cape Verde versus Saudi Arabia is essentially a knockout match. Pico Lopez and the lads are 1 win away from the last 32 of a World Cup. It's unbelievable.
It's beautiful. Well, that's all we've got time for today, folks. What a round of football. We'll be back very soon to see who survives the final group stage drama. Good chatting, Simon.
Talk soon, Billy. Can't wait.